And we're live, everybody. Welcome in. It is Wednesday, January 24th, 12:30 p.m. Central. Thank you so much for joining me today. A lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started. Why are you going so fast? I'm very caffeinated. From Reuters, exclusive. Tesla plans to build new electric vehicles in mid-2025. This broke late last night in the United States. I want to highlight a couple things from the article, and then I'll share you my thoughts real quick here as my ads freak out on Reuters here. Tesla has told suppliers it wants to start production of a new mass-market vehicle, electric vehicle codenamed Redwood, in mid-2025, according to four people familiar with the matter, with two of them describing the model as a compact crossover. If you follow Tesla closely, you know that Elon Musk has hinted to a compact car / robotaxi type vehicle that is going to be aimed for the down market, the cheaper cars, competing with the likes of the Corolla, the Civic, the Kia Soul, so on and so forth. Another thing I want to highlight from the article here, those models, including an entry-level $25,000 car, would allow it to compete with cheaper gasoline-powered cars and a growing number of inexpensive EVs, such as those made by China's BYD. China's BYD obviously is out of China. They make a ton of electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles as well. In the fourth quarter of 2023, BYD sold more EVs globally than Tesla did in the entire world, but BYD also sells way cheaper cars than Tesla does, and specifically in China. They're starting to go into Europe. So this is obviously going to be a move for Tesla to start getting into the down market, into more affordable vehicles. And it's in line with, it seems like it's in line with the company's plans. Production would begin in June 2025. Three other sources said, all spoke on the condition of anonymity because the matter is confidential. Shocker. Don't tell on them, Reuters. Okay. So this broke yesterday. If you're new to the story of Tesla, you may have heard a rumor about $25,000 car, but it looks like the pieces are starting to fall into place for multiple places, not just Reuters, but from other information as well, that points to this thing happening probably a lot sooner than a lot of people thought, looking like the middle of 2025. Now, the reason why I say that it's probably happening a lot sooner than people thought, let me go ahead and share this screen here. In the 2023 Investor Day presentation that Tesla had for investors, they hosted it and they put it online and they had a bunch of slides. They highlighted this sort of car right here, which they think will sell into a market of about 700 million cars globally. If you think about how many cars there are in the world, a giant majority of them are affordable compact cars, of which the company thinks there's going to be around 700 million of them driving around in the world. And this compact car / robotaxi self-driving car is going to fit into this segment. Now, what's also interesting is that with the article saying that they're benchmarking against the Honda Civic, we're getting a really good idea on what the form factor of this car is going to be. Some of the things people were saying was that it was going to be like a smaller Model 3. It might be maybe slightly smaller. It won't have a sort of a hatchback sort of size. But we're learning from the article that it probably will have a crossover form factor, perhaps a sort of shape that is more closely resembling, say, a Volkswagen Golf, but we won't know for sure, obviously, until Tesla unveils the car. Now, there's another piece of information I want to share with you that helps us understand if this is actually on track to ship in the middle of June, in the middle of 2025. So this is an excerpt from Walter Isaacson's book, Elon Musk, which is a biography of Elon Musk. And there was a chapter, I believe it was chapter 80. It was titled Robotaxi. I think page 501 is where it starts for that chapter. And I want to read a part of that book that helps us understand if this report is actually legit or not. So in May of 2023, he, meaning Elon Musk, decided to change the initial build location for the next generation cars and robotaxis, which in this case, it's directly talking about the car we're talking about from Reuters, to Austin, where his own workspace and that of his top engineers would be, right next to the new high-speed, ultra-automated assembly line. Throughout the summer of 2023, he spent hours each week working with his team to design each station on the line, finding ways to shave milliseconds off each step and process. So what's really interesting here from that excerpt is that this car has obviously been in the works for a little while now. If Walter is accurate, and there's no reason why we should think otherwise, he's one of the most world-renowned authors out there, authoring the biography of Steve Jobs, Leonardo da Vinci, and other folks as well. Clearly, Tesla has been working very, very hard in getting this car up and running. It's just that they haven't publicly announced anything. Now, one of the key things that they're working on, and the reason why some stuff like this is probably starting to leak, that's why Reuters is able to write an article like this, is that Tesla is developing a brand new process called the unbox process, which is going to take a car and in sort of the way that we think about a car assembly line, which is a line sort of going down like a train and people are working on it. Tesla's approach is going to change it so that more people can work on the car at once. So it kind of makes a bunch of assembly lines running in parallel instead of one assembly line and people waiting at the end to work. The way they're trying to do is everybody can work at the same time. This is supposed to give them better density, which will reduce the amount of room you need to build a car. And it also gives you 30% of space-time efficiency improvement, which is what the company is claiming, which basically means they're able to push out more cars through the same footprint. Now, this new process obviously is going to require new parts. It's going to require new machines. And as Tesla's operation grows, they're going to require more and more suppliers to be part of their process. It's going to probably touch more people. It's going to touch different countries. And when you have that growing complexity, one of the things that I've been thinking about is this likely means that there's going to be more and more leaks sort of associated with your product. If you think about the Apple iPhone as an example, when the first iPhone came out, if you think back in 2007, whenever Steve Jobs unveiled the first iPhone, people were like freaking out, right? People had no idea it had that sort of screen where you can swipe. There was a rumor that it was going to have a touch screen, but we had no idea what the form factor was going to be. And then by the iPhone 15, where we are now, we know what the iPhone is going to look like a year before they unveil it. Why is that? It's because Apple has reached a certain size where they have to involve a lot of suppliers, and the more suppliers you involve, the more likely it is you're going to start getting more leaks coming out of your company. And I believe that's what's happening here with the compact car. All this is to say that the development of the compact car for Tesla, in my opinion, don't take my word as gospel at all. I challenge you to challenge me. All of this is to say that the car is likely already in development, and the source material here from Reuters is likely to be accurate, in my opinion, in my estimation. Now, as it pertains to what this will likely do to the car market and what it will likely do for Tesla, the target here appears to be $25,000 starting price for the compact car. And what's interesting here is that if Tesla's able to hit that sometime next year, they might come out with a little bit more expensive car. But let's say long term, that $25,000 price tag holds. The US also has a $7,500 EV tax credit that you can take at point of sale starting this year. So if you go, say, buy a Ford F-150 Lightning or a Rivian R1T or a Tesla Model Y, you'll now be able to essentially take $7,500 off your payment, your loan payment over the course of your loan, as long as you qualify for certain income requirements and as long as the car qualifies. But this should also apply to the compact car once that's launched. So what does that mean? If I do a very quick auto loan calculator online to check how much this compact car would cost with the $7,500 tax credit, I come up with a price of about $290 per month at a 6% interest rate at $0 down. $290. So this is crazy. If this holds, this is kind of crazy, because now if you compare it to, say, a Toyota Corolla, which is one of the greatest cars ever made, good old reliable. Everybody who you probably know that owns a Toyota has had it for 1,000 years because these damn things just freaking never break. They're incredible cars. If you think about a Corolla, if you can find a Corolla that starts at $23,000, and if you were to do the same exact loan over 72 months, zero cash down, 6% interest rate, a Toyota Corolla comes in at $380 per month. But in this case, the Tesla compact car would be able to be almost $100 cheaper per month than the Toyota Corolla. And so what I think this is going to do, if all of this is accurate and it plays out, is that this car, I think, is going to dramatically change the paradigm shift as it pertains to electric vehicles and them being too expensive or not for the everyday person. This equation completely breaks that, in my opinion. Now, on top of that, if full self-driving software comes to fruition for the company, which looks like it's going to be the case, if not this year, very, very soon, then you're also going to have a compact car that is going to be $25,000 that you're going to pay roughly $290 per month plus whatever you pay on top of full self-driving, and you'll be able to drive an electric car that is probably twice as fast than Corolla, has better handling dynamics because the battery is low to the ground. This is not just the Tesla thing, it's an EV thing, period. Oh, and by the way, could also probably drive itself. Things start to get a little bit weird once that happens. Now, as far as the release and when Tesla will officially announce, I posited this back in December of this year as a post I made on X. If I were Tesla, I would not announce the launch of the $25,000 compact car. I would simply get the line up, meaning the factory line, all the pieces you need to build a car. Start making release candidates, basically, these mules that drive around with the covers on so automakers can test their cars. Let the internet go wild. And once the first one is ready to roll off the line, open the configurator on the website and let people order. And I think we're starting to get the very beginnings of this dynamic if I'm right, which I'm not saying I am. I think that's what's going to happen. Because if you really think about it, if Tesla will indeed release a $25,000 car, think about what that does potentially to their existing market. Think about how big of a line that's going to be if Tesla unveils this way too soon. So for example, let's say they are on track to start shipping it in June 2025, and they open the configurator today, or let's say even this summer, then people have 12 months to plunk down a deposit on a car that's likely going to sell in the millions of units per year. If you look at the Cybertruck, Tesla's pickup truck, has 2 million reservations and it's starting at 60,000. Imagine what a car that starts at 25,000 would have as far as reservations go. So I think it's in Tesla's best interest, in my opinion, to just don't say nothing. just let this happen. Let YouTubers, idiots like me, jump on a video and talk about what's happening, and just keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. A lot of people still don't know what a Tesla is, and that's another thing that's happening here. A lot of people still don't know what a Tesla is, which might be why Tesla doesn't really advertise. This is sort of playing out to their advantage because they can delay the announcement until literally weeks before the first ones are rolling off the line. And then that launch in itself is going to create so much buzz that it's very likely that your first 3 years of production potentially is going to be probably reserved within 1 or 2 weeks the second you start launching the car. So in my opinion, it makes no sense to announce this. Let this play out the way it's been playing out. Let the internet go wild. Let the rumors fly. And just when you're ready to ship it, open the configurator. And then within a couple of weeks, people will be able to go pick up their car. And then there'll be 1,000 videos on YouTube. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I can buy an EV for 25 grand. And the rest is history. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're live, we'll be going live in another 2 hours to cover Tesla's earnings report. If you're watching this on recording, thank you so much for stopping in. Mwah, love you very much. We'll see you in a bit. Take it easy. Bye-bye.